Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a fun one for you today. I've got a little hero type section here. If I hover my mouse over it, we've got that very clear, sharp image there. If I hover over, it's going to blur it out. It's almost like it's bringing into focus the logo right here. If I take my mouse off, it's going to come back sharp again. Now I've got minimal content on here. Obviously, if you've got a lot of content on your page, this is going to be very effective. Really easy to do. So let's get started. I'll go ahead and start a new page. And we'll give page a name. And of course, use the Divi builder. Okay, I'm going to build from scratch. And I'll sort of recreate this top section. This has got a lot of things you can do with it. You can use it on modules as well, like I've done here. I think my screen recording software is giving that a little bit of a lag. But we'll do this today. Keep it really simple. So we start a new page here. Divi 5 puts a section in the blue tab. Prompts you to put in a row. I'm going to put in a single flex row in mine. And all I'm going to put in mine is a logo. Obviously, you're going to want more content on yours, but this will do for demonstration purposes. Let's go find my logo. I know it's down here somewhere. And there it is right there. A little bit big. Let's just size it up a little bit. Design, sizing. I want to keep it to about 50% of the viewable width. So 50 VW, viewable width. That'll work. I want to make sure that it's in the middle. Great. Okay, I'm now actually going to go into the row that this is all sitting in. Column, row. We can go back with a little arrow, take us to the column, and back one more, take us to the row, or just click directly on the links up here. Now in the row, I'm going to give it the background image we want to put in there. Background's always under content. There it is. Let's give it an image. And let's use that same crazy image we used before. Perfect. Well, that's okay, but we want it as a hero image, and then we want it to be full screen, full width. Really easy to do. Now, we're using the row today, so I haven't put this image in the section, and we're going to be using a little bit of CSS later on called backdrop filter. So let's match our row size to our section size. Section blue tab, row green tab. We're already in the row, so we can go over to design. We've got our sizing open here. I'm going to make it full width by typing 100 in the width there. It's already selected percentage on the end there. And the max width also, I need to type 100 in there. This time select percentage, or else it'll put in pixels, which won't work. We've now got that the correct height. Fantastic. Now, like I say, I want this to be full width, full screen. There's going to be a gap at the top because the section's got padding on it. If I hover over, you can see the blue line down the bottom there. Let's take that away. So I'm going to click on the section. As you can see, it's taking us to the section. To get rid of padding, we go down to spacing. It's padding on the top and the bottom here. Just put a 0 in the top. Hit the chain, it'll do the bottom for you. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the actual column that our logo or your content, whatever you've got, is sitting in here. So I'm going to go into the row. To get to the column, we can go to Content, Elements. There's the column. Now I want to make this full screen. So all I'm going to do is go down to Design, Sizing. To make it full screen, I'm going to give it a minimum height of 100, viewable height, DH. As you can see, we've got that nice sharp image and it's covering the whole of the screen. And I want my logo smack bang in the middle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up a little bit. We're still in the column. I'm going to go to the layout. It should be set to flex. It is. I'm going to roll down to justify content and hit center right there. Great. My logo is now in the middle. I mean, actually, that doesn't work too badly. That's a really busy image, but all I've got is a logo on there. But if you had a bunch of content headings and writing and buttons and things like that, the blur effect would really help to crisp it up. So let's do it. And notice I'm still in the column here. And we're going to be working on the column. I'm going to go over to Advanced, to CSS. Don't let this scare you. I know some people have a problem with CSS, but it's really easy to learn and you cannot mess your site up with it. If you do something with it and it goes wrong, just delete it. It should go back to how it was. So I'm in the CSS. I'm going to go down to module elements. I'm going to go down to the main element here. I'm going to type backdrop filter, BACKDROP dash filter, FILTER, colon. Now, backdrop filter wasn't recognized in Divi 4. It would work, but it would throw up a flag when you put it in there. They fixed that now, so it's actually recognizing it. And the backdrop filter I'm going to use for mine today is blur. So I'm going to write BLUR. Right at the end with no gap, I'm going to put some round brackets. We can decide how much we want to blur it by. If I zoom out a bit now, for instance, before I used 15 pixels, 15px. That blurs it pretty well. And as you can see, it makes that logo really pop. Higher the amount you put in, the more it blurs it out. So I will make that perhaps 35 pixels. It really is just a bunch of colors there. If you make it less, say 5 pixels, obviously it's just a little bit blurred. Now initially I want it totally sharp, so I'm going to put a 0 in there, so we've got the crisp, sharp picture. But when they hover over it, I copy all of this, Control-C to copy. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to left click, I'm going to select hover. When they hover over it, that's when I want it to blur. So I'm going to put my 15 pixels in the hover state right here, 15px, or whatever you choose. Let's take a quick look at this on the front end. We roll down. Yeah, that's working, but it's happening absolutely instantly there. I want to slow it down for a bit of grace, so it's more of a fade like we had over here. As you can see, it's slowing down the transition there. So what we can do is add a transition duration after that. We need to be in the regular state. And a quick note here, anytime you add a hover effect or anything like that, make sure you switch back to desktop after you've added it. Otherwise, anything you add on the hover state will only happen on the hover state. Bear that in mind when you're using that. So let's add a transition duration. So I'm going to put a little semicolon there so we can add a new line of code. And we use transition dash duration colon, and well, let's make it perhaps a second one S. Remember, we're doing this in the desktop state. Now if we save draft and re-preview, no initial change, but when we hover over, it's nice and graceful. And like I say, I've used this on many different things. It's great on call to action modules because you can have a particular image, then roll over it and have it blur out. I think I did that back here. But you can do all kinds of things with it, and it really is a nice little thing. And I know some people have a bit of a problem with code. I'll put this code down below. I'll just put this bit, don't forget. But when you're on the hover state, you want to change it to however much you want to blur, and you don't want the transition duration on the hover state, just on the desktop state. And do remember to switch back. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, conversation about Divi. A lot of people are saying, should I use it? Shouldn't I use it for production sites? Well, if it's your personal site, probably would go ahead and use it. I am not using it for any of my client sites at the moment. I've got many client sites on Divi 4, which is working perfectly. Divi 5 is such a great platform. It's a lot easier to work with, so I'm looking forward to upgrading. But I won't be doing that until at least sort of probably 5.1 or something like that, when all the bugs are cleaned out. But I do love it. I'm very impressed with it. I really can't wait to be using it for production sites. So like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.